Hey everybody, here we go. Let me switch the thing around here. Apparently I forgot. There. So this is the 28th of the month, and we are going to do another Raku fire. Love this process, so we're going to get started right away. I already have turned on the valve, on the fuel tank, which is out of the camera range. So let's get started. First, we're going to start by loading the kiln. I am going to get it loaded. I am doing a live. Right over there. So.
Oh, sorry.
You know.
I'm in the camera. Sorry.
Maybe not. Okay. Getting smart about these things. I'm actually not putting the lid on. First, we will get this thing. So we're going to be bringing this up to 1,855 degrees. So put my thermocouple in here. Doot, doot. And we are at 114. Put this down here. We still have a lot of. Can you let him in?
Oh yeah, put him inside.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we still have a lot of the paper left from the last firing. So I'm just going to let that go. And this other one, it's mostly black. So I'm going to put both of them in the 110. And we'll go from there. I do have even more here, and plus another bag. So we are now, let's see. Actually, this lid up, since I'm having that on, 330 degrees. So these are the pieces that I did the other day, and glaze those. Everything is a straight glaze except for this one, which I'm not sure if you can see it. Kind of hard to see. This one actually has some underglaze on these little buttons as well as on top. So, and the rest of it is actually Raku glaze, but these underglazes, it would be interesting to see how they turn out. But that will be the second firing. So we are now at 470. We're ramping good. Actually, I need to open this shuttlecock all the way. And it's getting warm, so I'm going to drink some water. You'll rarely see me drink water, except for my body knows when I need it. And I'm going to move my gloves over here. We have an audience. Besides doing Desert Rock Pottery, we do the Airbnb. Sorry if I'm squinting, I cannot see at all. The sun's right in my eyes, so hopefully not in yours. But we have an Airbnb, so one of our guests is joining us today. Don't know if she wants to be on camera, so we won't go there. And she's shaking her head no.
No makeup.
So that's right, I don't have any makeup on either. So, like I said, we're going to bring this up to 1855. I'm actually going to open up the flue. If I can remember which way to put the gloves on. There we go. Just need one. Whew. Nice and warm. Which of course I knew, but I had to do that for demonstration purposes, of course. So we are now at 750, 760, 770. So we're ramping good. Beautiful day out here in the neighborhood. And I don't
Mr.
mean to
Rogers.
do my Mr. Rogers, but won't you be my neighbor? So, yeah, I missed my calling, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I should be a comedian, or maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. That's up to you folks. Please, of course, like and subscribe to our channel. If you haven't made your way over to our Facebook page, that's facebook.com/Desert Rock Pottery.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Yeah. Oh, another wannabe comedian. Oh my God. So 7:30, 40, 7:50. I'm sorry, 9:50. Not 7. 9:50. I don't know how to read. So we went backwards. So ramping real well. When it starts to slow down, I'm gonna play with the flue a little bit, kind of keep some of the heat up inside. We had a really good firing last week, about 8 days ago, I think it was. Everything came out very nicely. Very happy here. I did notice on one of these pieces, which is already in the kiln, there's a little edge on the lip of the piece that is missing some glaze. Looks like maybe got rubbed off, or I didn't get any on. So I'm actually hoping that just turns black. I'll see if I can. Actually, by the time I get to be turning it over, I'll probably be. I probably won't be able to see it because it's going to be glowing red. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think while I am waiting, move this kiln shelf and we'll put some more of this other paper in here. Basically, as I've been told by one ceramic artist, potter, friend of mine, we want to basically try to keep as much oxygen out of the chamber. So by filling it up, I have it about 2/3 to 3/4 the way filled up. And so we'll put the pieces in, put some more of the shredded paper on top of that. It will flame up, of course. And then after a few seconds, I'll put the lid on it, create a reduction atmosphere. So it'll start, all the flames will eat up all of the oxygen in the container. That will basically soak in the carbon into the pieces, because it'll be kind of like a dry sponge in water, just like that. And soak all that. It'll work really nice. Then we'll wait a few minutes, take it out, put it in the bucket with water to basically stop the cooking process, if you will. Let it cool down, take it out. While it's cooling down in the bucket, I will load the kiln again so I can keep things moving. So we are at 1290 almost, 1287, 88, 89, 90. Okay, 1290. So we got, a little under 600 degrees to go. And I am not going to look into the chimney, only because even though I shaved my head, I still don't want to lose my eyebrows. You know, I'm kind of grown used to them, and you know, I just don't want to draw them on every morning. That's just kind of like my thing. But what I will do, it's hard to detect flames. Sometimes there's flames coming up, especially at nighttime. You'll be able to see a lot of flames. It's okay here, but I get down to here, very hot, very hot. Okay, 1365. Sorry?
I said flies are bothering me.
Oh, they just think you're You're the shit. Oh, that was a bad one.
Kill me here. You're killing me, Smalls.
Okay, you just hit 14. So it's going to continue to ramp up a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of watch it. We are at 100% on the gas, 50% on the flue. And we got about half of the needles halfway in the green. So plenty of fuel. That's one thing I just never know with these small cylinders how long it's going to take. 1467, 1470. So it's going up, but it's going up at a marketable decrease in speed. And this gives me something to do to play with the fluid. Now it went up it's going up slower. It's closing all the way. Let's see what's going to happen. 12, 13, 14, now it's going up faster. Don't really understand it. 18, 19, 20, and slow down again. So we'll keep it here for a little bit. Don't really want to be looking inside there because I did not bring my UV glasses out, and don't want to make my already diminishing eyesight even worse. When you're doing firings like this, you have to remember there is actually radiation, coming through the flames, the heat of everything. So 15, 17, we're not moving at all. I'll wait another couple seconds. 17, so I'm going to open it back up, give her a little more oxygen. 18, 19, 20. Okay, so it went from all the way closed to all the way open. 56, 57, 60. The reason I have the thing at that angle is actually just for myself, so if I'm sitting down or something, I can still see it. I don't have to be jumping up and looking at it all the time. I can see it. The only thing is after a few minutes, 5 minutes or so, it actually will shut off. Okay, we just hit 1580, 16, 17, so a little less than 300 degrees now. So, 3 men walked into a bar, the 4th man ducked. That's a thinking joke, or maybe it's a clock joke. You laugh when you have time. Okay, we did 16, 13, 16, 13. It's a beautiful day out. Unfortunately, I don't know what the temperature is right now. I would imagine in the mid, maybe to upper 70 degrees here in Phoenix, Arizona. 1626 now. Beautiful day. It's very bright, so it does make it difficult for me to see. But the sun is actually right up there, so hopefully there's enough shadow. Oop. Little fly. Fly, fly, flippity fly. Okay. 16, 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55. Okay, 200 degree, 16. So 200 degrees more on this. And once we hit the 1855, what I'm going to do is I will attempt to hold it at that temperature for about 5 minutes. Right? Unfortunately, because my watch broke from last week to this week, I'm wearing it because it still records my steps and all that, but I have no idea what time it is. So I'm just going to kind of have to guess. And my guest just walked out of here, so I can't ask her if she's got a watch. And of course my phone, which is my backup, is doing this recording. So, but it is a beautiful day. If you're from, well, actually, if you can, in the comments below, just let me know where you are or where you're coming from when you're watching this broadcast, or even, okay, you just hit 17. Got 150. So let me know where you're coming from. I'd be very interested to see where our reach is taking us here. We have a lot of friends overseas, Asia, we have friends in the Philippines, we have friends in Europe, Africa, friends in basically all over the world. No friends in Antarctica though, and no friends up in Alaska that I know of. 1721. It looks like it's kind of stagnating here. So I may kind of tweak the day. Okay, went up was 1725. There is a little bit of a wind going on here, which to me feels great. Sometimes it messes with the flame that's underneath. Okay, 1730. So yeah, it's starting to move again. I think I'm gonna just mess with it because heck, I don't have anything else to do. Pieces are starting to get a little red. Okay, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So I only closed it about halfway. I haven't learned enough about how to tweak this stuff. I don't know if I'm even doing this exactly correctly. I can only say that what I've done so far has worked, and I think that's an important thing. If it works, don't try to fix it. Okay, 1770. So we have less than 100 degrees to go. 85 degrees. So once the 5 minutes have passed, then what I'll do is I'll take my handy dandy rod here, and I will pick the pieces up and put them right into the bin. So we just hit 18. Let me go get my guest 1 second. Okay, 1825. 1825 is our current temperature. Oh, didn't want you to miss the show there, Mrs. R. You're like, oh, there's too many flies out here.
I know.
Uh-huh.
And then the sun just like, you know, because I'm very fair-skinned, like you.
No more fair
Probably
than
fair.
I know, you're Irish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can tell. I can tell. So we're at 1842. Do you have a watch?
No,
No. Do you have a phone with you?
it's dead.
Oh, it's dead. Okay. So we're just going to have to figure this thing out.
D-E-D, dead.
Dead. D-E-D. Dead. Okay. Very good. So up. And of course, it just 1853, 1854, 1854, 1854, 1854, 1855. Okay, I'll close this up. And we're just going to pretend that we know what we're talking about. So we're going to wait just a couple minutes and then get this thing out. Now, the one thing I'm not sure if you can see, with it being closed, first of all, it started ramping up real quickly from 55, it went up to 60, then it went down to 50, but there's a lot of black smoke. So all the impurities in the glazes are blowing out. And thankfully it's not blowing in my face. However, that's still to come. And I think if I open this up, because it's going down to 1835, I'm going to open this up, you will see flames coming out. There you go. Oopa! I've done this a few times. So it's ramping back up. 1853, 54, 55. And this is the little dance that we do. But because I'm doing this on video, 62, 63, so then I kind of play with it a little bit, back and forth. 72, 73, 73, 73. This is one of the reasons that gas is kind of, to use a term that one of my instructors would say, wonky. Really hard to control. 72. I have it closed about 90-95%. Yeah, full throttle, but just cutting back on the choke a little bit. 69, 68. So I think, just my opinion, still got a lot of black smoke. So I'm going to take this thing off, and we're going to see what we're seeing. Close that. Lift straight up. And it's very, very warm. But the pieces are not red. So I'm actually going to put it in there for a little bit longer. The pieces should be glowing hot red, and they weren't. There was a little red on the inside, but not on the outside. So I'm going to give it just a few more minutes, and we will see. I mean, truly, it's hotter than I would want to touch it with my hands. Did you want to touch it with your hands?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So,
Put
in
a
that
burger
little...
on there, though.
I'm sorry?
Put a burger on there.
Yeah. I know. You and your burgers.
I know.
Put it right up on top. I bet you that stone is hot enough to cook more than a burger.
Yeah, maybe a couple of
Probably.
eggs and bacon.
Probably a steak.
Yeah.
Well, from the time I took the top off to the time I put it back on and looked at the thermometer here, it went all the way down to 1700. So we're going to just let this ramp another back to 1855. And I'm sorry I went and got you. I thought, you know, hey, you might want to be here. If you left me, you could have sat in the shade over there.
Yeah, but you can't see up close what's going on.
No, I'd wave you out.
Yeah.
Okay, now, come on. Hi ho. We're walking.
And we're walking. Yes. Let me point these things out to you. There's that one. There's this one.
Well, there's a brick over here.
There's a brick, and there's another brick over here.
Half of a kiln shelf for my big kiln.
Yeah, there's a half brick up there, and there's nice ones.
As long as it's not Pink Floyd, another brick in the wall.
Right, absolutely. Of course, when I was in school and that song came out, it was mainly towards the principal, another prick in the hall.
Oh. All right. Well, we're going to open this bad boy up a little bit, vent some of that. Thinking maybe I just did not let it soak, is the term. I did not let it soak long enough. So we're going to, we're at 1750 again. I'm really missing having a working watch. It's bothers me to no end. For years and years and years, I went without a watch. And then almost 2 years ago, my wife bought me my Fitbit. Ching! Coral, not pink, coral.
Salmon.
Oh, salmon. That
Salmon
works
color
too.
is a man's color.
Yeah, salmon, okay. I don't even like to eat salmon except for salmon croquettes. So she bought it for my birthday on the beginning of July. What would that have been? 2018. Love it. Absolutely. You know, got used to it. Okay, we just turned 1800. And now with it not working, it's like, I go like, oh my God, that's right. Why don't you get in the shade? I will call you over. Watch for my hand signals.
All right, Bobs.
Babs. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So I think actually I might even take it a little higher. Nothing but experimentation here. Love this whole artwork. I just love this because it's more immediate. I now have a kiln that it only fires about 1800 degrees. Actually, this kiln is already hotter than my kiln in the studio, my electric kiln. But it doesn't fire hot enough for, I need over 2000, 2100, something like that. And it doesn't fire to that temperature. I'm not sure why, but it works for bisque firing. That's the important thing. So we just, 1860. So I'm just gonna look at my imaginary watch. It's not imaginary, it just doesn't work. So I'm imagining there's something on the dial. And we'll wait just a couple more minutes and see. I think I might.
Get you one of those dry erase markers so you can look.
Oh my God. Let's see when I close it up. 78. It's holding 78. 1878. 77. 1875. 74. So it's going down, but slowly. There's some flame shooting out, and of course the blackness that is. I think I'm going to get this in its place. And I'll take one more swig of my body's elixir. (1852). I wasn't around back then. It's a good year though, I hear.
And that's what I heard too. Especially in the liquor department.
So a lot of flames coming out, a lot of smoke. So let's see if we can try this again. Again, looking straight up. Look at them.
They were red.
They were red for a second.
Yeah.
So, okay. Then I am going to that's what I'm looking for, right there. Woo-hoo. And just remembered, I was watching a video last week, and these one artists were actually putting a wet towel over. And I forgot about that completely. I remembered it now as the smoke went in my eyes. So, I'm going to take these pieces. Do not want to touch them to each other. Okay. Maybe I could do like Mick Dundee and say, all right, it rock about 3:52 in the afternoon. But I'm not Mick Dundee, so that was just all for show. Okay. So the temperature went down. I'm sorry, NSFW. I'm getting comments that are not safe for work. Hopefully the camera did not pick that up. I would say go home, but you're already there. So, we're gonna wait a few minutes.
Lost and I'm still there.
We're gonna wait a few minutes here. Let these things not so much cool down, but we're going to let them kind of absorb a lot of that carbon and have the glazes. When the glazes, when it's fired as hot as we're firing it, what happens is the glazes on the piece will start to turn like into molten glass, because that's basically what glaze means. It means glass. A person who works with glass professionally is called a glazer. So we're working with glass on our pieces. So we're going to let them kind of steam. Basically what I found, I'm going to see if not sure if you can see, because I can't see. Okay, so should be in frame. The bin that I put it in, you'll see smoke coming up from the bottom rim and even through the top, through the little holes that the handle is joined to the lid. So when I see that smoke start dying down, that's kind of like my clue that it's probably ready to pull out. This is just kind of an experiment, something I've observed over the last few firings. So we will see. But that doesn't mean once I open up the bucket, it'll be done smoking. What happens is, okay, the pieces are still very, very hot. And the one thing I have to watch for, and I said this in last week's video, is the materials can flare up again. So I have to be aware of that. First of all, not let it frighten me, but also watching my distance as much as I can. I don't have a face shield. All I have is my glasses. So what I will be doing is I will be wearing my gloves for this, and because I don't want to ruin my hands. That's really my life. So I'm gonna give it another couple minutes. It's still kind of smoking here. Smoking without all the after effects of nicotine. How do you like that?
I don't.
My friend over here is dying for a cigarette, and I think she just went in the house. Didn't even see her go. So we are going to wait another minute or so here. So I'd be very interested in knowing how many ceramic artists and potters are out there watching this video, especially those who have more than a few years experience. I had about 5-6 years experience doing hand building. Only in this last year have I actually done Raku firing. Well, actually last year I did some at one of our local colleges. They had a program for veterans. And so I did get to do some there. I've been doing the Ovara firings, which I did a couple weeks ago. I did that. I've done that, for probably 5 years. I've done it a number of times. So the one thing in this field, in this art, is you don't want to be in a hurry. But I also don't want to keep you fine folks hanging on, waiting till the last minute. So let us crack this bad boy open. Okay, just so you know, the other the kiln here, actually I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up. It's at 1490, 91, so I'm going to open this up about halfway. And then I'm going to open it up away from me. I will use my tongs, which I forgot where I put. Because I buried it with more combustibles, I'll have to kind of fish them out here. I'm going to try to put it in, not drop it. Okay. So, as that cools off a little bit, I can hear it, you know. to actually close this back up. Oh, you missed it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
What? Did I miss putting it in the water?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Well, you weren't over here, so you missed it. You didn't get to see it up close and personal.
That's okay.
That's okay, right?
Smoking without the nicotine, I don't like it.
Huh?
Smoking without the nicotine, I don't like it.
I'll smell like smoke all day. So what I'm going to do here now, we're at 1678. And these smaller pieces should actually do well. So I'm actually, let me see. Oh. So I'm going to take the remaining material here, put it on the side, and I will fill this up. With all the junk mail that we get, we never seem to be at a loss for combustible materials. Okay. Now, have a nice clean bed, white materials, and let us this. I'm not sure if these are hot. Okay. So these are the first two pieces. Still kind of hot at the bottom of this one in my hand here, but not sure. I don't want to bump them together because they're still hot. Don't want to develop any cracks. So this is pretty much what I expected for this glaze. We don't put any kind of clear glaze on it. I suppose if I wanted it, I could put a sealer on this, but actually the beauty is just in the coloration. Oranges, there's some yellow, some green. It's almost like a silver color here, which is interesting. Almost like yellow. So the bottoms, this one is really black. This is when I laid down bottom first. This one, I think, I'm not sure. I don't remember which side I laid down, so it's either this side that I laid down into materials or this side. So I'm thinking it was this side. So I will put that up here. And just see where we are at in temperature. Okay, we're at 1807. I think I'm going to keep the video running. If you want to exit now, please, by all means do so. I will be putting the results up on Facebook, most likely tonight. And again, that's facebook.com/Desert Rock Pottery. If you want to hang around for a bit, I will be hopefully taking this out within the next 5-10 minutes, and you get the pleasure of listening to me talk, which may not be the best thing to do, but once this gets uploaded to YouTube, then a little bit later I will share it onto our Facebook page as well. But in either way, once it gets fully uploaded to YouTube, you'll be able to scroll, or what they call scrubbing. You'll be able to go forward past this point, and then just to the other firing. So 1847 is where we're at now. I think. I'd like to open this flue up again. All the way up. Okay. So we have her all the way up. She was at about 50%, 1852, 18, look like there she's going down, which is interesting. 1850, I added more fuel, more oxygen to the chamber here, and so it's actually going down. I want to see if it's going to bounce back up. I think the reason it went down is more cool air came into the chamber, into the firing chamber here. And so it's going to have to heat that much more, bring it up 44. So we went down over 11 degrees already. 44, 43. If it doesn't go up by about 40, I'm just going to close the flue a little bit. 43 still. I'm taking a lot of mental notes here as far as what's going on. 42, it just turned 42, so it went down real slow there. Maybe about a minute. 43, it went back up to 43. 44, so it started going back up. Okay. 45. So it's forced or heated up all that cool air that came in. 46. 47. 48. 49. And still 49. So one of the things I notice when I'm by the kiln, these are very thin pants that I'm wearing, and I can feel the heat when I'm lifting off the top there. Okay, 1850. Probably not the best pants to be wearing, because I imagine these are probably very susceptible to to just catching on fire. 52. So when it gets up to 55, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the flue all the way, and it should start to go up real high. So I'm going to start getting over here, 54, 55. So I'm going to close this flue all the way. 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 7, 8, 9, as I thought. You're also seeing, or maybe, I'm not sure if you can see, there's a lot of black smoke coming out, a lot of black smoke. $72. Now there's even more black smoke. So it's literally, as I understand it, going into reduction, into a reduction atmosphere, meaning that there's like almost no oxygen. I mean, there's oxygen coming up through the bottom, but by closing off as much as I can, it starts to lose that oxygen. So more oxygen is being burned than, so we're actually seeing more. I think the reason it's black is because of the what do you call it? more fuel. The fuel's still being burnt. It's just there's no oxygen that's supposed to be mixed with it. So now it's down to 54. Interesting. It went up to 72, then went down to 54. Now it just went up to 53. 52. Okay. I think we're about at where we need it to be. So, I'm actually this time, because I'm not doing another firing after this, I'm actually going to shut off the fuel. Lift this straight up. And start putting pieces. These are starting to look really beautiful. Okay, and then let me grab my bag real quickly. There we go. It's interesting. The smoke seems to be hovering like ground fog. There we go. Whew. Whew. That is something else. That is something else. You know, they say little boys like to play with fire. And when I was a little boy, I did too. Now, I truly respect fire. But it can make some beautiful, beautiful things. You ever look at hand-blown glass? That's beautiful. Fire. You know, heat, fire. So, what I'm going to do, actually, is I am going to end this video. These three pieces, excuse me, will make it to our Facebook page either today or tomorrow. So check back, and if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe our page here. Not our thing. Here we go. There we go. So please like and subscribe and share our videos, and also don't forget to check us out at desertrockpottery.com and facebook.com/desertrockpottery. Thank you very much and have a blessed day.